And in our top business story, Emirates NBD Capital Limited, or EMCAP, which is the investment banking division of Emirates NBD, has successfully completed the UAE's first IPO for this year. EMCAP has successfully completed its role in the benchmark IPO of ENBD Real Estate Investment Trust, which admitted shares to trading on the Nasdaq Dubai on the 23rd of March this year. The investment arm of Emirates NBD acted as a listing advisor, as well as joint global coordinator and joint bookrunner. It was revealed that ENBD REIT has successfully issued 94,594,595 ordinary shares at a price of $1.11 per share, which climbed to $1.17, up 5.17% on the first day of trading. The IPO was Dubai's first since Dubai Parks and Resorts floated in December 2014. It was revealed that the ENBD offer was well oversubscribed, with commitments from a mix of investors representing both financial institutions and family offices across the GCC. According to property broker Crossdevice, the total amount of money invested in property by investors from outside of the Arab region fell 40% last year to 44 billion dirhams from 74.6 billion in 2015. The report found that the total number of non-Arab, non-GCC investors into Dubai fell 35% to 22,834 in 2016 from over 35,000 in 2015. The total amount of money spent by Indian investors on Dubai property fell 42% last year to 12 billion dirhams from 20.8 billion in 2015, with the total number of Indian investors falling to 6,263 from 8,700. Money spent by British investors on Dubai property fell 46.7% to 5.8 billion dirhams in 2016 from 10.9 billion the previous year. While Saudi Arabian investors' spend fell 15.7% to 8 billion dirhams from 9.5 billion. Officials noted that a strong dollar continues to affect traditional buyer nationalities such as Indians, Brits and Pakistanis, as their currencies have devalued significantly over the last year. Overall, Crossdevice estimates that total residential sales in Dubai last year fell 32.9% to 91 billion dirhams in 2016 from 135.7 billion in 2015, while the total number of investors fell 24.9% to 42,000 in 2016 from over 55,000 in 2015. Fully digital banks are still a distant reality. However, the role of branches in the space of retail banking is expected to evolve over the coming years. That's according to speakers at this year's Middle East Retail Banking Confex. Over 50 leaders and professionals from the banking and financial industry gathered for the 12th Middle East Retail Banking Conference and Exhibition, which assessed the impact of fintech companies as well as the growing trend of mobile solutions. The event attracted a number of speakers from the industry who discussed the opportunities of surrounding the future of a completely digital bank and targeting the future tech-savvy generation. Among the major points of discussion included the use of chatbots, which, according to speakers, are entering the retail banking space hard and strong. The experts added that banks will now play more of an advisory role with their retail presence, as opposed to being the first point of contact for customers. Panelists urged banks to think more like tech companies and follow the new essence of retail banking, which includes simplicity and flexibility. As the physical presence of the bank offers assurance for customers, it was added that fully digital banks are the future. However, they will not gain prominence in the short or medium term.
Chatbots, of course, are a big technology that's coming in interaction with customers through different social channels. And it all depends on how it's received by the customer. You know, currently the customer calls up call center and asks for any inquiry, whether it's a product or a service. Chatbots in the future would be able to actually have the same solution for the customer right at the palm of his hand from an application. And since we are a click-happy society, let's say, everybody would prefer to actually text rather than, make a call. That doesn't mean that, call centers or branches, are gonna basically be obsolete, but they will actually have a different role to play in the relationship with the customer.
Yeah, so there's probably 3, almost 4 examples now of people at varying stages of development claiming to be digital banks. A couple of them have gone live. I think they're not quite the kind of at the standard perhaps we've seen in some of the more mature markets. I mean, for us, a digital-only organization is one which is fully mobile only, and there's no need to move away from that channel. You can open accounts via that channel using biometrics or face recognition, different technologies like that. And fine, there's some regulatory restrictions perhaps, but I think that's also a bit of an excuse. And if enough organizations or banks got together, produced what they thought was a good prototype of a solution, and was able to demonstrate to the regulator that it was a secure solution, and there are many, many examples in other parts of the world where it's being deployed, then I think we could really get to where we need to be. It's not there yet.
52% of online transactions may be misattributed by Middle Eastern marketers who may not be using cross-device management. That's according to a recent report by Criteo. In its State of Cross-Device Commerce report for the GCC, the performance marketing technology company revealed insights into consumer shopping habits and forecasted predictions for cross-device commerce across the globe. Criteo officials were quoted saying that the GCC region witnessed cross-device sales shares of up to 52% in the second half of the year, which is far higher than the US with 31%, or Western European countries like the UK with 36%. With the report suggesting that buyer journeys are up to 41% longer than partial view models indicate. It was revealed in the report that marketers need to take into account how much cross-device shopping may cost in ad waste if they do not have accurate and scalable measurement. While traditional analytics tools look at activities on a device-by-device basis, providing a limited view of a consumer's multi-device journey, officials stated that the use of cross-device management strategies will prevent misattribution and ensure that retailers' money is optimized for the right channels. As mobile purchases continue to be a dominant force in the region for payments, it was also revealed that 34% of all online purchases in the GCC are completed on smartphones.